Welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti. The topic of the evening is the old Saybrook Westbrook Exchange Club, and to discuss what's going on with the Exchange Club is Jim Crawford.
Peter?
Jim!
Good to see you, my friend.
How are you, bud?
Good.
What's new?
Good. You're looking fit and ready to go, huh?
You too. It's been a while since we've done
Okay.
this together. What's new?
We're back again for the Exchange Club Old Saybrook Westbrook and the 5K road race, which is now, believe it or not, is its 15th edition.
Right.
And we're proud co-sponsors with Greater Old Saybrook Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
And it's been a great marriage of two organizations that have come together to put on this race every year, and it supports the scholarship funds for both the Exchange Club and the Chamber. So we're really happy to do it. This year there's a little bit of a change up.
Right.
We're normally the fourth Saturday in August, but as many of your viewers may be aware, this is the 100th anniversary of the Old Saybrook Fire Department.
Yes.
They have a big gala that they're going to put together and have a parade on that Saturday. So we've graciously moved the road race to the Saturday before.
Nice.
So for this year, and probably this year only, it will be the third Saturday, which this year is August 17th.
Okay.
And again, it tips off at 8:30.
All right.
And begins at Fort Monument Park in Old Saybrook, down at the point. And racers can register online.
All right.
There's a QR code that we'll post for them to show how to do that. And if you actually get yourself registered before Friday, this Friday, you get yourself a little bit of a discount.
Okay.
And be able to run at a price that has remained the same pretty much over the whole 15-year period.
Oh, okay.
So it's a great event. We've gone pretty much run the gamut. We've had everything from a virtual road race during the pandemic to over 400 runners, which you helped us out with one year while we were parking cars in the former Dock and Dine parking lot, and we thought it'd never end, but we had over 400 runners that day, which really packed the place. So it's a great fundraising opportunity. When it's a nice day, the runners are thrilled with the course itself, which is really quite beautiful. It goes up College Street from the fort and circles around on North Cove.
Okay.
And it's a real pretty route. Shade.
Yes.
Some shade and plenty of water provided.
Yeah.
Folks who want to do a kind of a jog and a walk, or they are very serious. We run the gamut there too. We have very serious runners. We have folks who are part of the 169 Club, which is a group that runs a road race in every one of the 169 towns. Yeah,
in the state.
We have had one runner who was well into his 90s who had participated every year.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he just passed away.
Oh, he did?
Not too long ago, but
no.
We have very young kids. We have older folk. We very often entertain some of the local field hockey or soccer teams that are well into practice, usually by the fourth Saturday for a high school season. They get to run at a discount, and they run as a team. Their coach and parents bring them over, and it's a nice bonding experience for those kids that are ready to kick off their season in the early part of September. So it's been a terrific opportunity to have them be part of it and to share in the raising of money for the scholarships that they will be eligible for once they reach senior year.
Right.
So I'll say a little bit about those scholarships because I think they're important. The one for the Greater Old Saybrook Chamber is the Will Hunter Scholarship,
Yeah, sure.
Which has been given out to an Old Saybrook High School student for years in memory of Will. And the Exchange Club of Old Saybrook Westbrook gives out what we think is a very unique award called the ACE Award, which is an acronym for accepting the excellence and accepting the challenge of excellence. And it's given out to that student in the senior class who is graduating with their class after 4 years.
Okay.
On time, but has overcome a significant handicap, whether it be physical, emotional, a whole wide variety of circumstances that either are beyond their control or they've conquered in the process of their 4 years. So it's really uplifting to hear those kids when we give one to a student from both Westbrook High School and Old Saybrook. They're chosen by the staff at each high school, and it's really uplifting to hear their story. They in many cases can't share the whole thing,
Right.
but they share enough to let us know what that obstacle was. I mean, everything from learning a new language to overcoming a horrible traffic accident to suffering a head injury, parent passing away, really challenging moments, and these kids have risen to the occasion. And we don't care whether they're going to go to college or whether they're going to go to a certificate program or a technical school,
Right.
or to the military. This is an award for what they've accomplished, not for what they're going to do in the future. So
Right.
we are very proud to recognize them, because we think in a lot of cases these are kids that wouldn't necessarily be called to the podium at graduation, that their accomplishment might get overlooked,
Right.
whereas we see it as a significant contribution to the quality of life in the schools and want to recognize it. So we're proud to do that. We've been doing that for a long time. We used to just do a Youth of the Year program, but we discovered that we were pretty much honoring those kids who were already getting awards from other groups
Right.
anyway. So,
Yeah.
so this was a different approach, and it's very well received by both schools, and it's a tradition we're proud to keep on fostering. And one of the ways that we like to give back to the community and help the community continue to thrive in a way that enhances the accomplishments of students and recognizes how terrific and supportive the staff can be in these schools when it comes to handling unusual or unique situations. So it's an award for the student. It's an award that also recognizes the support group for that student, whether it's parents or guardians or the staff itself at the school. So we always get a great turnout from both schools in terms of principals and faculty, and it's really a really nice night. We celebrated over at Luigi's, and
Yeah, sure.
Lenny and his staff have been great to us over the years. And now, of course, we take advantage of that beautiful, beautifully redone new room upstairs.
You're upstairs.
Yeah, that's
In the
just
small room or the big room?
the big room
Okay.
upstairs, which is really for this kind of purpose, for an activity type
Yeah,
purpose. It's
Fits the
really a
room.
special place.
it is.
Did a beautiful job up
They
there.
did. They actually did.
Yep, and they're great folks, and that's a family group too,
Oh yeah.
and it's very supportive of the community, which is the right kind of environment to have that kind of a ceremony. So we're proud to have it there.
Except if you're me. Lenny gives me a hard time every time I show up.
Well, I'm sure he does.
Of course.
Probably well deserved.
Not really.
No, okay. Yeah.
Back to the road race for a second.
Yeah.
I wanted to share something with you.
Yeah.
I saw Judy Sullivan from the Greater Old Saybrook Chamber this afternoon, and she was telling me about one of the magical things that happened at the road race last year.
Go ahead.
I know you weren't there.
I didn't make it.
I didn't make
hospital.
it. I know you were, because we were both not there.
Yeah.
She was telling me that a man and a woman finished the road race. As soon as they crossed the finish line, he proposed.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, she was
Very nice.
Because I stopped by this afternoon to pick up some.
Yeah, it's a
materials
beautiful
and drop
spot.
things.
That's a beautiful spot.
It is.
For that, yeah.
It
and
is.
those of you who are familiar with it out there, it's a great location to right there at the where the river meets the sound, and beautiful spot for a road race.
Now, what is the mission of the Old Saybrook Westbrook Exchange Club?
So the mission of Old Saybrook Westbrook Exchange is to enhance in ways that we think are supportive of the quality of life in the community.
Okay.
We in addition to scholarships, we provide support for other organizations in town when we can through different fundraisers, and try to bring awareness to child abuse prevention programs.
Okay.
And that's the national theme for Exchange, which is located in Toledo. But each district, as they're called, that we don't refer to Connecticut as a state organization, it's a district, the district organization. Each one has individual applications to that mission, whether it be a regional support group for abused children or domestic violence. We as a group have supported domestic violence programs for a long, long time. There was a very, very active one in Westbrook that was started years ago by the congregation at First Christ Church in Westbrook, and First Congregational, and we supported that for many years, and then they moved their offices back up to Middletown, but we're still in contact with them and very supportive of that organization.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you mind sticking around for another segment?
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back.
Come on in, come on in.
Welcome to Sure Things.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show.
Hello and welcome to Arts and Entertainment.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
And move over.
When you see lights,
vests,
Or reflectors.
please give us some room. Slow down and move over.
when you need us.
We've got your back.
Do you have ours?
You got our back?
You got ours? You got our back?
Please, slow down.
And move over.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti, sitting here with Jim Crawford from the Old Saybrook Westbrook Exchange Club. Sir, welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
Right? Thanks for sticking around.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me embellish on the
Oh boy.
on the activities that we do with the Exchange Club of Old Saybrook Westbrook.
Sure.
We also have a pond that we sponsor up off Route 154 in Old Saybrook, Exchange Club Pond. We haven't had a winter where things froze very much recently, but it's great for ice skating. And with all this weather-related water we've had, there's plenty in there now.
Oh,
So
of course there is.
people come up there, and they have They have little barbecues, little family barbecues up there,
cool.
picnics, and every now and then there's a fire pit, and somebody will have a little fire. It's a great little spot right up there, so we're proud to help maintain that. We also do a salute program, which is important to know about. The first one is one that we've done for years, which is Salute to Connecticut's Finest, which honors one of the police personnel in Old Saybrook.
Yep.
And each year one is selected, and for a specific kind of accomplishment. There have been, as you can imagine, a wide range of things that have been achieved or accomplished by police personnel over there. And we've been proud to support them with the local award. And then they're recognized by district with a very large ceremony up at AquaTurf
Sure.
each year. And a speaker comes in, usually a nationally known speaker will come in on a topic related to law enforcement or the justice system. And it usually brings together about 40 organizations.
Wow.
In the state. It's very impressive, and officers come in uniform. We as a local organization support this by bringing our local honoree up with his or her family and Chief Sparrow, or whoever the chief designates, and it's a beautiful ceremony, and it really is a tribute to those folks as law enforcement personnel.
Cool.
The second one we do is for first responders. The salute for finest is in the spring, and then in the fall we do one called Salute to the Bravest, which honors first responders. And in that one, we're happy to honor people from both Old Saybrook and Westbrook.
Oh, nice.
Westbrook, as you know, doesn't have a full-time police department, so
No.
although they're moving closer to it, and one day we may include them in that whole
Right.
Salute to the Finest too, but first responders, and similar situation, they are honored here locally by us, usually chosen by the fire departments, and then there is a very large ceremony again at AquaTurf. And the interesting part about that is often these volunteer or even professional fire departments have their own bagpipe group or their own band, and they'll be part of that, and they bring in the honorees in a kind of a mini Marine parade as they come in. And again, we bring the honorees plus their families up, and that's a beautiful evening too in the fall. So that's a large part of our major programs. Very visible, and not often known is the flag display on Main Street in Old Saybrook. We have been doing that.
I think I know this.
I think you hope you noticed. We've been doing that. I've been a member of Exchange since the 1980s, and we have been doing flags on Main Street for as long as I remember.
Right.
We put those up, try to get those up around Memorial Day, leave them up through the season, take them down when there's a pending storm that we have some notice on to prevent damage. But that display is solely the work of the Old Saybrook Westbrook Exchange Club.
Yes.
We actually put the flags up and down. We maintain the flags, and we help purchase the flags with funds raised plus donations from folks in Old Saybrook, including the town of Old Saybrook. Carl Fortuna has been a very, very supportive member of our group in terms of helping us to make sure that remains a sustained event. So this year we put up 4 Exchange Club flags National Exchange Club flags in the display with the hope that folks will recognize that,
Okay.
hey, here's an organization that's doing this. This might be a group I'd like to be part of.
Right.
Patriotism is one of our elements in our mission, and this is a very showy and very attractive way to highlight that particular part of our mission, plus help beautify downtown Old Saybrook.
Right.
So we're happy to do that. Now we have a little twist this year that we're gonna try for the first time
At the Mustard.
at the Westbrook Muster, and the Westbrook Muster is the fourth Saturday in August, and has been for a long, long time.
Right.
The muster, I believe, in Westbrook started in either the late 50s or early 60s, and it is the largest invitation-only muster in the country. It's probably the world, but in the country, I know. And they typically get anywhere from 40 to 50 corps
Right.
who vie for an invitation.
Yes.
And as you well know, they have what they call a tattoo on Friday night, where
Right.
various bands are featured, or corps are featured, and will play prior to the muster, which steps off at 11 on Saturday morning.
Right.
So the Exchange Club this year is going to pass out flags as part of our Give the Kid a Flag to Wave program.
Cool.
And we will precede the muster by walking the parade route, probably in reverse, and giving out those flags, miniature flags to kids. We do a similar thing at Memorial Day for the parade in Old Saybrook.
Right.
So we typically give out anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 flags on Memorial Day in Old Saybrook, and this seemed like an appropriate way for us to, no pun intended, show the flag in Westbrook, in the sense that this was a good opportunity for the club to say, hey, we're here too, and we'd love to have you be a part of our group. We're always looking for new members. There are opportunities for any new folks to come on board. New ideas are always and fresh ideas are always really welcome.
Right.
We've had some new members over the past few years now who've added a lot of new vitality to the group, and we're very grateful to have them. Some of us are veteran members who've been around a while and can use a little.
I can probably name a couple off the top of my head.
I'm sure you could. You know, it used to be the flags on Main Street went up on Friday and came down on Sunday. And when we were younger, people were climbing those ladders every Friday and Sunday. We don't do that anymore.
No,
You don't want people of a certain age going up and down the ladders on Main Street that often. So we get them up there, we maintain them, and we make sure
and you
that
leave them up there.
we make sure that actually one of the things we're really working hard on is protecting them, because sometimes
The rain, the
larger
wind.
trucks don't realize that if they're in that inside, the inside lane,
yeah.
near the median,
Yep.
they can whack one of those poles. So we're always modifying and trying to make things more appealing and have them be well protected. But it's a symbol in Old Saybrook that we're very proud of.
Yeah.
You see it. You see pictures of it on a lot of the publications in Old Saybrook.
Right.
Because the Garden Club does a beautiful job with the plantings.
Yeah.
And with the flags and the beautiful lights that they have there. It's just a great enhancement. So we're proud of that, and we'd like to do a little more in Westbrook. And one of our major fundraisers is in Westbrook every year. We do the Bourbon and Brew and a little wine too over at the Elks Club, and that helps supports all kinds of programs that we have. Specifically, we wind up giving money to Youth and Family Services in both towns.
Yeah.
So we're happy to be able to support them with that program we run over there.
And correct me if I'm wrong, that bourbon event is usually in June.
Say again?
The bourbon event is in June.
Bourbon
usually,
event, the next one this year will be in June. We're going to try it a little bit later.
Okay.
And we've had it in May, and oftentimes it actually conflicts with that salute to the finest.
Really?
So we like to see if we can get a little space between the two events. So we already set the date for next year. It's June 20th.
Okay.
And it'll be at the Elks Club.
That's a Friday.
We'll be back on with you to help promote that.
You will?
Next spring. Yeah.
You mean you got to come back?
You're going to invite me back. Yeah. You didn't know that yet, but you will.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to invite you back, huh?
You're going to invite me back for that, and we'll talk about that. It's a great.
It is a good time.
Yeah.
It is a good time.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, one more time. Let's
do the road race again.
Let's recap the road race.
So, this year on the third Saturday, August 17th, and we're at Fort Saybrook Monument Park, down at Saybrook Point. It's the Saybrook Point 5K. You can register online, and if you do so before this coming Friday, the 9th, you're going to get yourself a discount. There'll be a wonderful T-shirt provided to every runner, and we'll have the appropriate refreshments there.
Right.
At the end of the race, we'll have plenty of water. We've got some citrus that we'll provide for you, and someone I know and love is going to come with me, and we're going to get bagels that will be provided so that they can get their carbs after the race, right?
Sure.
And they'll have their opportunity to enjoy all these things, and we try to be as supportive of these runners as we possibly can.
Right.
Make sure that their time is as good as we think it should be.
Well, Jim Crawford from the Exchange Club, we're about to run out of time, but before we do, I want to thank you for coming down, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
It's always great to see you.
Thank you, bud.
Thanks, Pete.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
On behalf of Jim Crawford, I'm Pete Mezzetti. Thanks, good night, and we'll see you next week.